So a very warm welcome to all of you. I am quite happy that your team has considered our company as your development partners. After active and vibrant brainstorming with your team and internal assessment, our team has come up with a total solution based on AWS serverless architecture. Today, I would like to present the capabilities of AWS architecture in the next few minutes. We will explore AWS more and how it can benefit you on your current project. As a comparison between traditional and serverless architecture, I would like to bring it to your notice that in traditional architecture, managing servers and provisioning the resources as well as taking care of scalability can be much more complex and would turn out to be very costly. Serverless architecture takes the burden away by letting the cloud service provider, in our case it is AWS, to manage the underlying infrastructure, which eventually allows the developers to focus solely on building and deploying of applications onto the AWS platform. There are a lot of components for AWS serverless, but we will be using very few for this particular project. To explain, the AWS offers a suite of services that enable serverless computing. We have optimized the design accordingly that maintains your system perfectly and at the same time keeps the cost optimal. Our team suggested AWS Lambda for executing code without provisioning or managing servers, the API gateway for bridging the front end with AWS Lambda, DynamoDB for database, and S3 for persistent storage. The main advantage of AWS serverless is that it is highly scalable and applications can scale automatically in response to the demand, ensuring perfect performance without manual intervention. Note that this is cost efficient because you pay only for the resources consumed, whereas in a traditional architecture, you have to pre-provision and pay for even idle resources. These are a few real-world examples or use cases. Web applications, big data processing, Internet of Things or IoT, interactive but non-human chatbots for customer support or similar activities. There are some best practices, which I assure that our team will be utilizing and strictly following. When adopting AWS serverless, it's essential to follow best practices to ensure optimal performance and security. Use triggers, leverage event-driven architecture to trigger functions in response to events. Optimize function size, keep functions small and focus for better performance and scalability. Implement security measures, secure functions and data using AWS Identity and Access Management (IAM) policies and encryption. Be assured that our team is quite capable of these aspects, and security is a primary concern as well. We think that security is a practice that should be addressed from the day one of any project. Apart from the services explained before, services which are classified as part of DevOps will also be utilized to speed up the development, testing and deployment cycle by reducing human intervention and thereby delays due to errors or dependencies. Code Catalyst, Code Commit, Code Pipeline and Code Deploy are some of them, which provide a highly optimized automatic deployment structure with multiple stages of validations, manual approval, ab testing, automatic rollback and many more. Code Catalyst is an integrated development environment which works out of the box in a recent browser and provide the editor interface that is familiar to any developer. Also, our team would be building the total infrastructure using another AWS service, the CloudFormation, such that the infrastructure can be maintained in a source control repository, and future deployments across different stages like development, quality and production will take only a fraction of the time compared to full manual deployments. In conclusion, AWS serverless offers a compelling solution for modern application development. By leveraging AWS Lambda, API Gateway, and other services, organizations can build highly scalable, cost-effective, and agile applications. Thank you for your attention. Now, let's open the floor for any questions. Since this is not interactive, the closing slide will have my credentials as a QR code. If you are uncomfortable scanning a QR code, then you can search for me on Google with my full name as Jeju Thomas Matthew. Note, would have included a demo, but the limitation is that we cannot show the major features like scaling and millisecond latency as we claim. Since this is not interactive, the QR code points to my Google People card. If you are uncomfortable scanning QR code, then you can search for me on Google with my full name as Jeju Thomas Matthew. If you are unaware of the Google People card, I have a video on that too. Link is there on top.